And then the Echo Show begins. Zins. Because apparently, whatever the hey I did yet last week that made it way better doesn't mean nothing. But we'll have to fiddle with it.
Did you
because we got the 1.
Did you not go on Discord?
And we got the 2.
Dose.
I did shut down the Discord, but it still seems to be highly echoing when I talk. Like your microphone is just so good. Yeah, it's on the right one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I went to buy the microphone immediately after you left last week, and you'd never believe it. It just happens to be $50 more than it normally is. Now that Amazon knows I really want it. So I said, screw you, I'm going to hold up again and see if that goes back to normal price. What are you talking about?
There's a chip in it that is now on a shortage.
Bro, they literally have dynamic pricing, it's called, and give you different prices, and it gauges how much you've been looking at it, and then slightly increases the price to profit maximize.
Dog,
it's nuts.
Just switch your VPN to a third world country, and then you'll get
totally
dirt price.
Right.
That's the Amazon hack right there. Switch your VPN so their dynamic pricing can't get you. No, that's why. Well, we can get off into some news right off the bat. Think about that.
Go ahead while I tweak these microphones. If you're in the live chat, though, let us know how the video and the audio is.
Let us know how the audio is. So, like, I don't know who else. I'm sure other bigger places, because Walmart's doing it, so I'm sure like Sam's Club, Costco, all these places. The price tags, they're not like, people don't have to go around and swap the stickers and all this anymore.
Like Best Buy,
they're all digital.
Right.
And so people are thinking like, man, how am I, like, you got cameras in the store, is it all going to be linked through a network? Like,
no, they're like literally talking about doing that.
So people basically have noticed, actually, on occasion, that the prices change in front of them. They have like their friend go in, and then like they'll come in right after, and the price is changing. So they are literally demographicing you, and then giving you a price based on your demographic. Oh, what does that kind of sound like? I don't know. Maybe the surveillance state of China and the social credit system. Oh, yeah, you were actually crappy this week. Or not. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be that bad if you got like a bunch of fatties going into the stores, and they're like going right to the Doritos aisle, and they're just like, yeah, for you, the Doritos are $500 a bag. And you could probably solve, you know, some issues that way. But again, we're about freedoms here and doing what we want, even though if it's sometimes bad for us, but that's, you know, the law of free will or whatever. free will. But yeah.
Or the
So
perception of free will.
yeah, that's just another thing closer to China-like state. Social credit system, just not good.
What's wrong? It kind of smells like China in here.
It smells a lot like China.
Smells a lot like China and bullshit. Has Dana Bash from CNN been around lately? Oh, Stinger.
Yeah, I did not get to see that one, but we will all get to see it together here at the TrutherCast and get some awareness together.
Yeah, bro.
Sharing is caring.
I don't know what to do because I thought that one of the answers was killing Discord last time.
Wasn't there that setting
But
that
it's
you
still
never...
wacko.
Wasn't some setting... Did you already do that setting you said you like never found before, and then you found this some secret setting?
That did not help.
That's the one that didn't help.
Yeah, that didn't really do much.
That was nice.
We just have to talk. No,
It was
even
nice
when
when
I talk really quiet, somehow Dan's microphone picks it up all the way over there.
We're just gonna have to put me in a sound cube in here. That'll be the quirk of the show. You're like just regular, and I'm basically like a prisoner in a sound cube. I could be Dan McCain. No, the sticks are too sharp. Please, it hurts.
Yeah, and then I gotta keep it so tight to not get an echo that us probably talking is like getting glitchy or something. What? This is so annoying. I have messed with this so much.
I wonder if it's the same
and still
YouTube.
have not figured it out.
Okay, here. Yo.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing. When I try to change the audio, my computer definitely has some glitch. And it just crashes the settings app. So anyway,
Something be happening.
we will be saying
Oh.
sayonara. This is the last episode, I think, with this processor and motherboard in this computer. I don't know if it'll help much with echo type thing. I think that's just the microphone, but it could. Maybe there's some weird audio driver thing on this CPU and motherboard that makes it more difficult. Boy, it is like mega echo. There's like nothing I can do, huh? This is wild.
Well, it might sound different on the other end. We just gotta get into it. Let's not burn a bunch of time just doing this. We got news to get over. Whatever.
Sure, it just sounds so much like shit. Nobody will want to listen.
We also can't hear. If somebody could let us know in the chat how that is going, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you. Whoever followed, we have gone up a decent number, almost a whole handful since last episode.
Yeah, numbers.
For that, just help keeps the light sonses around here. If you like us helping to try and spread some awareness so, more people can find that realization. But you'll learn more of that if you are new around here. Thank you very much for tuning on in. We are attempting to not just be, two more guys out there on the old interwebs bitching and moaning. Hang tight. We've got a whole bunch of winning for you. And, usually every episode we got the receipts in the link description box down below. The Bloginator machine is broken this week, so I'm going to get that fixed and get it up there. But every episode, if you're watching this back later, should have the receipts link. You can go to the website and look at the episode and find all of the things that we talked about so you can read it more, watch the whole video, or share it to somebody that you think needs to see that, because that's what we're all about here, folks. And you can also check out the other links in the description box to help us keep the lights on around here. But Mr. Dan loves helping you have a very low-cost way of helping out around here.
Also short and right to the point. Share the show. It helps out a lot. That's all you need to know. Yeah, all that summed up into... we'll let it go on to 7 seconds here. Yeah, share the show. It's appreciated. That's all we need to know.
Bang, bang. Keep it nice and easy. First up here for you, I've got that banger clip of RFK I was telling you about. So he went on a CNN and was talking with Miss Dana Bash, I believe it is. The infamous, you might say. It's funnier when it's broken. So one moment, I'll fix it here. And let's see if you haven't seen this. Let's see what Mr. RFK's got to say. It's just another one of those clips where it's like, you know, the R guys, the quote, you know, people that we like and agree with currently doing things are just tired of just, you know, rolling over on the mainstream channels, even this like, you know, CNN type level stuff, because they're at high power, bro. So, I mean, now's the time to do it, right? Like, if you're in high power, like, how could you cancel me or not air this, right? Like, just because you disagree with it?
You are the HHS secretary, and you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country, and it is something that causes problems for people where there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and it
it
is
like a parrot. You're repeating it like a parrot. I've actually read the science. Let's you and I come back here and debate the science.
I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not
all
debating.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to tell the truth to the American public.
Yes, and my job is to get as much information as I can. And what we were doing,
skepticism,
what we were doing
authority.
In COVID and still, with regard to these vaccines, is getting the best information, the best science that we can, and putting it out there. And, sir, what you are doing is causing information to be out there that is not accurate.
Who was lying to you?
Just lying to just believe us. It's not accurate. The guy that actually spends his whole life studying all this stuff totally doesn't know what he's talking about. Listen to us, because I don't even know how to like do algebra.
Bro, for real, like, golly.
Wow, she's in so panic mode. Also, is she just not eating, or is she just getting more reptilian in the face? Like, that mouth is big. It's really big. It's good at spreading all that bullshit.
That sounds like one of them old trucker jokes. You got a real big mouth.
Bigger bag to shut it up.
I need a big bag. I need a big bag.
Just literal, just garbage spewing from her mouth the whole time.
Yeah, isn't it bonkers? She's like,
so
this
funny.
is my job. He's like, hold up, dog. That
is your job. You're sitting in a seat, and guess what? What I'm telling you is, you suck at your job. You shouldn't have it. You don't like. If you think that's good, if you're doing good at your job, I got plenty of candidates that'll wipe your ass all over that scoreboard because you suck. You're a loser. Get somebody in there that's winning, that actually is knowledgeable, not just a little. Yeah, so parrot. You're just a parrot. Oh, you told the teleprompter told me this and that. We're about here getting the best scientific info on that. With what he was just saying, that's obviously a blatant lie. Yeah.
And then this is like our guys, the science, right? This is like our Fauci, who we believe is the dude's really intelligent. He's like a lawyer. He's like a health lawyer. Then he's been researching, developing all these thingies because His company is childrenhealthdefense.org, and they've been like literally fighting these companies for like over a decade now. I mean, this is the guy to listen to. He's the science. Like whatever that dude says is pretty accurate.
I bet $20 she doesn't know what a mitochondria is.
You know, like small, things we
Either
forget.
way, like that's my job. Exactly. Your job, lady, is to bring on people and ask them questions and then have them talk. And that's what you just said is your job. And then you go to tell said expert, who is actually the most qualified expert on this, that the information is all there. Basically, she's read it. And then so what she's saying is like, oh, I've read all the information. I actually can tell now that I'm more of an expert than you. I actually know that what you're saying is... So, okay, hold up. I thought your job was to have the expert on and just say what they wanted to. And then you ask questions. You interview them. It's not a job interview. You're not telling them how it's going to be. So you sit there and ask them questions, because if you want to say anything regarding to said subject, since you guys cover all sorts of different subjects, this is a broad market. The news isn't on one specific thing, so I'm guaranteeing you're not an expert in all those different things. So, except for, oh yeah, you're supposed to be an expert in asking questions and relaying the information across. Except what you do, obviously, since you're making it apparent with your actions right there, saying, oh, we have the expert on, they can tell you. And then she goes, no, all the information points in this way. Okay, so now you are apparently being a delegated expert. But guess what? I'm not forgetting that you're just up there to read. You can read words barely off a teleprompter and look decent, not make any weird facial gestures while you're straight lying the bullshit that comes across your teleprompter for you to read across.
Like, come on, bro. We all know you're like a Ron Burgundy dude, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
that's why you have a teleprompter, because your own brain obviously doesn't think. It's not compute. It doesn't compute things very well. You're just there, like I don't want to be rude, but ask questions and shut the hell up. You know what is what. The only thing you know about is that your hair is blonde and that you probably get a mani-pedi every Monday and Friday.
Like,
so shut up that you know squat, because you don't know shit. You know, you like, barely know anything of how to wipe your own ass at this point. The more I think about it.
Tucker started being good because he injected his own opinions or something, right?
Except
but then what happened to him?
Except now
he got cut loose because he had too many thoughts as the news anchor guy.
Oh, he's also talking with other parties when I might not like he's playing a little. I'm saying back when he
seemed like, you know, he was on our team kind of thing, you know, blah blah blah. Yeah. Like, you know, then he had to leave Fox and yada yada.
No, I mean, when you listen to him talk, he actually can speak the logic out of it, and he is asking questions. That's the thing. He asked them a bunch of questions. She just asked a question to get the people that they want to be heard as they're spewing the garbage to talk, to bring the subject up, so then they can start chit-chatting about it. And then they just relay the information like it's all usual. They act like it's all like, you know, when you have two experts, you know, the super duper, like they're a national news anchor. They're supposed to tell me the truth. Yes, they are supposed to tell you the news, which is the truth. But apparently they don't do that anymore, and, well, they can't get legally punished for it, or they just haven't been. So you, unknowingly, as an American populace, just gets this garbage thrown at you in your ears, and you think it's just totally true when it's actually manufactured bullshit. Because all we have going on is who can broadcast more lies across more feeds faster than the other side spewing the truth to then make this narrative.
And that's why you got to make sure to share stuff like this out, guys, because like we just need help getting more awareness out there, right?
Yeah, because unfortunately, that is the only way we can really source the battle. The only other way to get the battle done better is to educate the populace, which is part of why we do this. But then also, you know,
100%, bro.
You can only teach a certain animal, like to a certain extent, you know, on their species. And while we have a certain species in the subculture of humanity that not sure if it can get to that point, so we need to play by these rudimentary, simplistic herding rules. Is more like it is definitely like herding animals.
Essentially, yes. We're all function with the same kind of logic of herd animals. Oh, it's called herd immunity.
Well, I'm more getting at the. Oh wait, or like cattle, or like goyim.
Well, yeah. The goyim cattle, get over there.
Yeah. See, they're not entirely wrong about some things. You guys just take so much personal. If you take that much offense to it, it's just because you're just not anywhere where you want to be and you're comfortable in your own life spot. Go grind, go get there. Nobody's really holding you back except yourself. Tired of all the bitch.
Here's another one. I wasn't sure if this. I think this one's different, but it was like a long interview. So check this one out.
You want people to get the MMR vaccine.
Yeah, I said that already.
Okay, so
I know you're flustered now, and it is.
I'm not flustered at all. I am frustrated.
Been honest.
The reason I'm frustrated is because you are the HHS secretary.
Dan said pause it.
I hate it when they do this. It's just useless at this point. This whole clip is just mostly useless.
How so? I mean,
because you can't even hear what anybody's saying because they just talk at the same freaking time.
Oh, sure.
People do it all the time.
Well, that's what people say about our podcast.
Absolutely nuts. We barely talk over each other. Like, there might be some words where we're trying to like who's gonna go first.
Yeah.
But no, they just are like, I'm talking right in the middle of his sentence, like, no, I'm gonna say some word now. Like,
well, that's what we've really hated about the ones on CNN, right? Is they'll just start cutting off one of our people who's got a good idea that they're trying to talk about, like
Republicans.
You just did it to me.
All of us, especially Republican side, we got to get better at this. Seriously. You're making yourself look like a jackass up there, RFK. You're looking ill-confident.
Oh, I think he was in the right, bro. I think he was in the right on that one. She was trying to overtalk him, so now he's having to do the, don't back down entirely,
And yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
No, it doesn't matter. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Two wrongs don't make right.
What I'm getting into, what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
We'll flatten all of it. So... you guys keep doing this. CNN, as it doesn't matter where you are, you guys always end up getting leveraged by these people in the social interaction. You let them get you all amped up. They feed off that. And guess what? The people watching, you think you're helping people. Little bit. The people watching that, you're on CNN, so their people are watching. That's what you got to think about. That's the most important. That's the only thing that matters. Their people are watching. I mean, some of our people are, but majority of their people. So what do you got to do? Not be spazzing out like that. All that's happening in the psychology, their people that watch CNN just see you spazzing out, and all remember, they're very simple creatures. All they see is pretty much like, you're freaking out and you're losing, and we're still going to listen to our person. You have to be quiet and just let her run her mouth. They always want to spew the crap, and then you just sit there. Take all that time to gather yourself and come up with an ultimate just coffin of a statement to bury them with at the end, instead of all this trying to interject. Let them, because the more they talk, because guess what? The more they talk, just more bullshit comes out.
I totally feel you.
More points that you can then disregard, because the more they talk, it's just all lies. So the more they talk, the more lies will come out. There's no actual good stuff. So the only thing it's doing, letting them talk, you being quiet, is giving you more ammo to fire right back at them.
I mean, I totally agree.
Not
but
good in arguments.
The other tricky thing,
you can't even hear them talking the points when they're both saying.
The other tricky thing is, though, you only have so much time in a segment or something. So if you just sat back and then waited to I'm going to get this idea, that idea. You're like, all right, cool. Now it's my turn to talk. And then they'll do well, that's all the time. Back to commercial, So it's tricky. It's tricky. I can't imagine having to do this, bro, and having to be super good at it, being our side up there.
He won't be bad about that. Right after, he'd have 50 other people calling him up. He just keeps broadcasting all the different channels.
I mean, nowadays he could just light his phone up and then continue. But for making the clip that's going to be on CNN, if you waited to the end, they'll just cut you off, and then you don't get your win or something.
Obviously, I'm not saying wait till you don't just sit there like a cuck.
Yeah, sure. But it's some balance you have to figure out, right? Let's finish this, I guess.
And you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country, and it is something that causes problems for people where there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and
it like a parrot. You're repeating it like a parrot.
Oh, did it go into like what it was, the other clip, I think? Yeah, but so it was just more of a lead up to the other clip. Right? Because this is how the other one started. Yeah, I guess it was just like broader. So there might be a little bit more like before and after.
Well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to
Am I
tell the
allowed
truth
to talk?
to the American public.
Yes, and my job is to get as much information as I can.
And
what we were doing,
skepticism.
what we were doing
authority.
in COVID and still, with regard to these vaccines, is getting the best information, the best science that we can, and putting it out there. And sir, what you are doing is causing information to be out there that is not accurate.
Who was lying to
the National Academy of Sciences?
Yeah. So yeah, essentially the same thing, just a little bit more context before and after. Pain in the rear. Because like what he was trying to say at the end, and we all want to scream at the TV, is like, you were getting your information from someone that was lying. Like, yeah, sure, you were getting the science from the science that pled the fifth 111 times.
Say those words exactly. No.
Right.
Because, come on, guys, you got to act like you're talking to kindergartners. We got to get on top of this. You got to think smarter. Well, that's the only way you get past these people. That's not how you do it. Nope. I mean, applaud you trying to get up there and do it, RFK, but really you'd probably just actually strengthen a bunch of CNN people going, oh yeah, no, look, I ain't doing that. Yep, they didn't. He's squirming. He must have been lying. That's just how they think.
For sure. Or how the headlines will paint it for certain, right?
He just definitely could have really waxed her on that spot, but he can't. Does he? I know you get caught up in the moment and with the stuff, but like you just gotta that's that strategy. That's that talking, debating strategy.
I like your critique, but tough to throw stones or something, or like, oh, how I would do it. But I dig your critique. I agree.
Yeah, it just first the person you're debating. If they're already showing those signs of debate-like work, that definitely means for sure the ear holes when they're trying to say something. It doesn't matter. That's why I say, just shut the heck up. Shut your pie hole for a second and listen to what they're saying, because you're wasting your breath and you're wasting thought time, because when it doesn't matter how loud you say it or whatever you say, ear holes closed. If they have to get their thought out, their brain can't process enough. There's not enough pentiums in that thing. Right. And so they what you say is just like white noise. So it's a waste of time and your own breath. Just cut it out. Be smarter about things. You going into their tiny toddler debating type shit. It's just stupid.
Right.
He's smart.
I feel you, man.
Especially since you're supposed to be the smartest scientist in the world on this. Yeah. Is not giving that energy when you're up there on the stage doing that crap.
Yeah. It doesn't give that aura, the kids would say.
No.
Yeah. Next up, I have another great clip for sharing. We're all about sharing clips here on the show. So sometime in the next few days when I fix the machine, there'll be a link in the description box down below for the receipts. You can get all of these and share them on your feed or to somebody you know. But this one here is showing a patriot out in the wild protecting ICE as they investigate a random van. So I think this one's important because it also shows all the comments. Like maybe you or I would be commenting on this man's video, like, amen, brother, gone in hell, Vice. Like, what a true patriot, And I think this is just good to show people that that might need to see this kind of stuff, because all that gets shared, mainstream TV or Facebook feeds, is all the negative against ICE stuff, or the people are trying to like obstruct ICE and yada, yada, yada. And then to, you know, icing on the cake, what do you know? It's a African American here. Whoa, what do you know? Let's check this out.
We're here on Boone and Emerson. 3 ICE agents pulled over a van. They checking his papers out and shit, and I'm just making sure ICE good. Anybody run down on ICE, we whooping your ass.
Liberals want you to believe that everyone hates ICE, but if you actually look at the comments, everyone supports this guy, the guy who's protecting ICE, and here they are. Hell yeah, brother, this is fucking great. Well done, Patriot. They need to get to Ohio. We need more Patriots like you. Good deal. Thank you for taking care of them, boys. So everyone is on the side of the guy who's on the side of ICE.
We're here on Boone and
If your feed doesn't look like this, you need to build a better news feed, and that could start by just following me on X. If you don't have an X, make an X account. Follow me at Mastash, 3 S's in a row, 4 in the whole word, yada yada. Just start building the better news feed. If your feed don't look like this, because it should. You should be seeing more of the positive things that are happening throughout the week, damn it. One positive thing that George Washington tried to do 250 years ago on this day, Dan, was he tried to get the troops to quell all that profanity. So I love this account over here on X. It's the 1776 account, so it's like they like live be posting like it's, you know, 1776. So this says General Washington issues an order discouraging profanity among his troops. The general is sorry to be informed that the foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing, a vice heretofore little known in an American army, is growing into fashion. He hopes the officers will, by example, as well as influence, endeavor to check it, and that both they and the men will reflect that we can have little hopes of blessing of heaven on our arms if we insult it by our impiety and folly. Added to this, it is a vice so mean and low, without any temptation, that every man of sense and character detests and despises it. Bro, when people say I make run-on sentences, dang.
Man, it's crazy. There used to be so much little access, easeability to knowledge, yet they were so much more educated.
Yeah, right, bro.
Than the general populace nowadays. Holy cow.
Yeah, bro. So George Washington was like, hey, dog, let's not swear.
No, literally, you think maybe we've had it all wrong. That's why civilization actually needs to like wipe out and restart, because we're the smartest at the beginning, and then we get dumber the longer we go on.
That's generally how it happens, yeah.
Because, yeah, we sure seem to know a lot less knowledge on how the pyramids are built now, probably, than... I mean, there was some guy a couple hundred years ago who was like, yeah. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it's not even...
Replicated, did a little mini version, did their own little pyramid somewhere. And then they're like, yeah, fun. It was like a afternoon just building Legos for them. Then they went on.
Bro, and it's
like... How do block go on other block? And that's where we stand in society nowadays.
So it's not even nowadays, bro. When you go back to like the Mayan, right? When you see like the pillowed, you know, like all the stones fit together perfectly shit, right? The stuff right above it is not made like the original stuff. And then above that, it gets worse. And above that, it gets worse. So thousands of years ago, it already started degrading.
Yeah, we've been here a while. It takes some time to degrade, but yeah, it seems like we get less smart through the years. Like, oh, we're making all these scientific breakthroughs. People back in the day are like, why'd you get all scientific into it? Don't you just just go into the ether and then have that sorted out? And then they just do a little vibration and frequency check, and then your body's just like, hoo-hoo, and then all of a sudden the med bays aren't needed, and you're just like all of a sudden cured. Yeah, all the tools
In a magical world.
tools that were already built into us, but have either been shut off, physically shut off, spiritually shut off, whatever through the years, and we just been maybe it's because technically it's just like, oh no. Because if there's only two people in the beginning of things, that's incest. It's more incesty at the beginning than the end.
That's the one that always weirded me out about the only two people story. I'm like, how's that work?
Wait, no, it's all incest at the end then. If we all came from just two people,
That's where I don't really follow that whole only two people story. That don't make no dang sense, bro.
if you added them, find it all the way, then technically we all would have a co-parents back in the day. We all would be somewhat related.
Because there weren't no second cousins back in Eden.
Yeah, you were just all brothers and sisters. Has anybody talked about or thought about that part?
I sure as heck can.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I always.
And then anytime I asked that question, the volunteer parent running the class was like, look, man, we're just here to do the lesson plan. I don't know what the heck to say to you, kid.
Again, it's like, see, this is why I can't believe it. Just hook, line, and sinker for there's ways. I'm sure it's just misunderstood stuff.
It's tough. Hopefully, my aunt will send us her update for the week and answer the question.
Yeah. I'm sure he ain't seen it, but I could probably find out how to share it to him some way. Old Bible, it was one of the best Bible teachers ever had, Mr. Jones. Mm-hmm. He actually, no question, he would turn away. And which was great because, instead of doing that, if they're just which is again, parents and whatnot, if you're just trying to do the, tell your kid, just believe you or whatnot, or if you don't know the answer,
because I said so.
Yeah. Don't just be honest. I don't know, but this is how things happen. Just be honest. That's the thing. That's the thing that really is at the end of the day, what guides it and steers it.
Or heaven forbid, be oh, let's look into it. But I get you can't do that for every single question for your kid or something, or you never get anything done during the day. But
just you know what? I just don't really know. Yeah, I think that just goes away.
I ain't got kids, so I like to make believe. I would just be put that on the list, little Scott. And this kid's got this list. I'm so next time we got downtime, we're going to start cranking out some of them answers, and that's how we figure things out in life. But put it on the list and then shut up about it. You asked that yesterday, okay? Is it on the list? Yeah? Shut up until we get time to go investigate it. Next up, I've got the good news coming in from Mr. Scott Pressler. And he says he is in tears, screaming and wildly excited because the Pennsylvania Department of State just conducted one of the biggest purges ever. So that, another thing that they said never, ever, ever, ever happens, right? Somehow the Democrats just lost tens of thousands of voters. I thought,
whoa, what? No, that couldn't be true.
I thought incorrect voter rolls just never happened. I thought that was just a thing of our right-wing imagination,
More how could you track that, but you can't track down the votes? Fulton County.
Yeah, no joke, bro. We haven't heard an update on that one, but they got full raided and investigated 2-3 weeks ago. We covered that a second time, and I wonder what has come of that.
You can follow all these voter rolls, but you can't find out.
Well, they're a different state, I suppose, but yeah. So Mr. Pressler wraps up here saying sunlight is the best disinfectant. Absolutely agree, man. This is massive, earth-shattering earthquake of epic proportions. He's getting real hypey on this one. Wait until you see how close we are flipping too close. We will make America great again. Okay, 10 o'clock. Mr. Pressler is really excited because he's saying, wait until we all see how close they are to flipping Pennsylvania red, bro. He moved there for the last election. Like, yeah, bro.
They all called some ding dong, dope looking guy.
Bro, he said the same thing Bill Mayer said. And he said, bro, if the Democrats are going to be selling communism, socialism, I might not be with them much longer.
And you know what? Hey, you know, it's like, imagine if Trump just said those exact words some time back. Imagine how different things would be.
Right.
That's all. Nobody realized, nobody barely knows he used to be a Democrat. If he would say out loud that they just turned too loony, like I used to be a Democrat, but then you all started getting all crazy with things, so had to switch to the side that was making more sense for us as individuals and Americans, and you know, just in general for everybody, the whole world.
Bro, that's a really good point.
Well, you don't want to help all these
Because
no, our side does help the refugees, but you guys are in the figment of imagination land of where we can just like, yeah, money printer goes burr, and then we're just the land of plenty. It just comes out of the ground on its own, and then we can just ship it all off and help everybody. Shut up, you retarded hippie. That's not how it works.
It's not going to work because you're going to dig it out of the ground.
what I would really,
You gotta fill your glass at least somewhat.
you got a great point.
Send it to them. Oh, we have so much. Actually, if you want to be technical
About it like that, since you're trying to be technical, we have this debt, and so we have negative to give. We have negative to give, technically, some trillions of dollars. So there's that. Oh, we can help them. Yeah. You know what? That's what we've been saying for decades, and that's why we have that going on.
Okay, back to your original topic before you squirreled your own self off. I like the idea of reminding people that I used to be on the other side. You know, what if JD Vance said that more often? He literally used to be a Trump TDSer hater kind of guy. Like just, oh, the guy's horrible, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then Charlie Kirk kind of brought him over to the side of logic, saw that, oh, actually, he's not what the TV says, yada, yada. And then now the dude's the vice president. I think they brought that up a lot more. It would be neat because it would be showing other people the path to, oh, let's calm down about the rhetoric of, you know, angry BS, and, you know, let's just see things for like what it really is or something, right? I agree. Elon says that a lot, though, right? He brings that one up a lot. Evil trillionaire. Next up, if you didn't see this one, it's small but mighty. You know, a lot of the stories I like covering here, folks, might be a tiny little story, but it's just another nugget of positivity for the shift of culture, right? So this one's a great positive story of a random man saving somebody's life, I believe, bro, or many lives potentially, okay? And I'll let Benny hit you with the opener. I don't want to steal Benny's funny, because y'all should be following Mr. Benny Johnson, good friend of the show. Follow Mr. Benny Johnson on the Rumble or the YouTubes, whichever you prefer.
Not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear jorts and a cowboy hat and have a suppressed 9mm ready to go with plenty of ammo in case they engage a mass shooter, which is exactly what just happened in Twin Falls, Idaho, at an In-N-Out burger restaurant, where 2 were tragically killed in what could have been a mass shooting.
Oh, the crazy nut job did get 2 people. That's sad. Yeah. And then I don't know how we figured it out so quickly, if we like looked up the guy's social or something, but he's already being called, you know, a left-wing gunner person.
When a libtard Redditor went on a firing spree.
Never mind. I think we figured it out. We must have found his Reddit account.
Yeah, they always have a Reddit account, that's for sure. But also, you know, what the news wasn't saying anything about the identity of the shooter. They were avoiding it, I heard.
Really?
Yeah, basically avoiding trying to identify the shooter for as long as possible, or saying anything about it. The internet does it faster than the news nowadays.
White leftist man.
Yeah, of course, like usual. So, as usual, nowadays, the internet all of us on the internet, enough bored people that have free time.
The citizen journalists, we all independent journalists.
And we just did a little research and found them before any of these qualified journalists that are supposed to tell the truth can do anything. That's why, it's law of business. If you ain't useful, making it convenient for somebody, you're just going to go out of style. And big mainstream media, you're going out of style. It's because you suck. It's because you suck at life, honestly. You're not good at your job. You're not good at the narrative. You're not good at any of it. The people are out working you. All these 17-year-old kids basically out there on their phones out working a bunch of your people that might have degrees and stuff. You're useless now. You gotta upgrade. Just like, the internet. Yeah, the business side, you don't get on the internet, you're dead. You get on the internet, but you actually killed yourself doing that because you just made it more apparent how dumb you are.
So where the pro to a likely, we don't know, right-winged, amazing, hero man of the story. I guess his name is Salinas, I'm guessing. So while Salinas fought off the mad gunman with a handgun, and by the way, it was handgun against AR. Mm-hmm. So like,
massively undergunned.
Do we need to ban ARs or do we need to give them to everybody? Like, what actually solves a problem? Because if you get rid of ARs, then wouldn't the kid have just gotten a different gun to try and go and harm people?
It could be seen as several ways. Like, I first seen, I was like, I seen him with the AR and went, oh crap. There's already one thing I guarantee was on purpose. They had to make sure he had the assault rifle in his hands. Because this is generally what it's about. It's about gun control when these things happen.
Yeah.
And
I believe sometimes they're potentially nudged, maybe not completely fake staged, but nudged to then happen so they can use them as a reasoning for, gun control.
Yeah, because like one thing when I seen he had a pistol, was like, heck yeah, that's cool. Because like as a gun guy, you're undergun, you're the underdog got the wins. Or I'm always an underdog rooter for. So it's like, heck yeah, pistol, like that's right. It's not always about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size, right. The fighting the dog. But then unfortunately, I was like, shit. I could see their argument for it is, yeah, see. You don't need ARs. See, plenty. A pistol's fine. It took down guys, so we don't need ARs. They're just too dangerous, obviously, because some crazy guy took it and then did that. So we just need to actually ban all guns. And if not, we're going to need to at least ban them ARs because they're just so darn dangerous and they're things of military.
Bro, so I saw somebody post, like, it was Jerry Rig Everything, the dude that just started taking down devices and showing you how to repair them and stuff like that. So he made a post and he was like, hey man, I can change my mind, like I used to, he made like a pro 2A kind of post or something like that. And then he said kind of like he was changing his opinion or something, because in the last 9 years since he made some like pro-gun post, like, Michaela Peterson had another kid. 9 days of labor? God bless this woman. I don't even know what the F that means, but it means something effed up, because why in God's name was she in labor for 9 days? That's insanity. So he was saying something pro-guns, but now is saying like, oh, I'm not pro-guns, right? He's like, everyone's an ultra brave hero from safety of their keyboard and the internet. The AR could have put 10 supersonic rounds in your chest before the car got halfway away. There needed to be dental records, identity, the body, blah, 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 blah. But I was just kind of like thinking, the guy said, oh, well, maybe we should get rid of ARs now because 40,000 kids have died since the like pro-gun post I made 9 years ago. So I was like, wait a second, where's the 40,000 number come from? Well, the 40,000 number is not just AR, assault rifle, which it doesn't even stand for. That number is not even just for assault rifle deaths, and it's not just for children, because what do you call a child? A child is like 0 to 15, right?
Shouldn't even have assault rifle, just rifle death.
Right. And so it's not even rifles, right? So 40,000 is entirely all gun deaths and it's from 0 to 19 years old. So that's well past children, right? So then when I asked Grok, hey, give me the numbers for just 15 and under children from the last 9 years of just like all gun deaths, it's only 5.5 to 7,000. Then I said, hey, what's pool deaths? That's 3,000. Well, there's not a whole lobby for banning pools.
Yeah, there's like more shark deaths than like
pick your thing.
There's all
bunch,
sorts
right?
of different ones that are more than gun murders. Yeah, guns are horrible.
And then
it's people are dumb and guns are dangerous. And if that's just like mixing fire and gasoline. Obviously, you're gonna get a little bit of a spicy scenario. So, fix solution as in educate the people.
So like that's what I said to start this post off. I was like, so we need better management for the insane people, not remove the things that are fun / increase security for everyone. So there's insane people. Let's get rid of the thing that I get to have fun with / protect me and my family, or some random people.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. That's the dumb people. It is mentally ill. People that have just too rocky of a mental scenario at the time,
and then they decide to go take a gun and go do something wacko. We need to manage these people better than just say no one can have the guns, no one can have them at all. Like, that's just brain dead lazy. So to continue on this real quick, bro, so so if we're talking 40,000 for the last 9 years, but only 5 to 7,000 were actually kids in the 15 and under, what does that mean, bro? That means there's another 35,000, 30 plus, let's just say 30,000 plus of the 40,000 were from 16 to 19. So why? Like, what's your quick response of why is there 90% is from 16 to 19 gun deaths when only 5% is it 5-10%? I don't know the numbers off the top of my head there, because 10% would only be 4,000. So it's basically 12 to 15% of deaths are 15 and under. So why is it 85% deaths?
16 to 19, you get your license, you're starting to become like a man or a grown adult. Yeah, you start doing drugs and stuff, because you can get places more easily with wheels, and you start hanging around people that have wheels.
You start getting this thing on accident called testosterone.
I mean, it's not just all men, I'm sure there's some ladies out there too, but
you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean.
And then there's this whole thing of like gang life, and then
minor detail, right, bro?
Minor detail. It just wouldn't, I wouldn't be surprised if then another 80% of that number of those child deaths is from Chicago alone.
That's what I was wondering as well, bro.
Literally, probably Chicago alone.
Okay, so here's the cool thing about X. This is why you should be on X. So this is my post, and that's a great question. So now all I got to do on the post, anybody's post, right? I can hit the Grok button in the top right corner, and it just automatically grabs the post and kicks it into Grok AI mode. So now it's going to analyze my post and just give me a summary thing, but it's a quick and easy way for it to already know what I want to talk about. And then I can be like, how many of the 40K gun deaths in last 9 years came from Chicago? Death sin. And then really nice.
Saying a little bit ago on that side quest I went on for prodromal labor, however you say that, is a type of real painful contraction during late pregnancy that feels like active labor but does not get stronger, closer together, or lead to cervical dilation, often called false labor. It helps position the baby and tone the uterus before active labor begins. But yeah, it's on the scale of painful pregnancy. It's completely on the painfulest side.
So it's like a super tough, almost labor state for 9 days. Golly.
Contractions
5 to 10 minutes, lasting 45 to 60 seconds apiece. No, yeah, they do not.
Thank God for women, bro. My Lord Almighty. That's crazy.
getting
Severe cramps before you even start like cramping and contracting.
And there's women all around the world doing that 1,000 times a freaking day, bro. Like, God bless, man.
what?
We all got our things in life that we're good for, right?
Had like, say you went up to space and you had a giant red Solo cup or a soup can and you put it like over the earth, you put a string on it and you connect a little cup to the other side and you're out there in space and you're getting all the sounds of earth. You know how they describe hell with all the screaming and whatnot, like burning in the ultimate burning sulfur and fire? I feel like you would kind of get that feeling if you did that. You got the outer scope, you could listen like the whole earth. It'd be mostly women screaming in childbearing pain. So it would, yet in a way, sound like how they describe hell.
Right.
Another tally on to, is this actually really? have we been slightly fugazied? Because think about it, that's a whole lot of screaming. That would sound like how they describe hell. But do you like to reference the kids with the phones on the string? But do it really big size where you're doing it all over the whole earth?
That'd be
Bro, this thing tried to say only 700 to 900, so only 2% of the national total came from Chicago. So I had to clap back and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, man. I mean, that could be. I mean, it's not like.
Oh, okay.
It's like every day. But
It's okay. No, okay. The Grok is right. I was mixing up with shot and not just killed.
and not all the homies got.
So there's a lot of people in Chicago getting shot, but not actually full
Not everybody's got a.
schmurdered.
That's the.
Cool kids term nowadays. Don't when you grab the button. So, well, I mean, it better, not everybody's got that in that to, do that. So if they say that, they just like pose, and that'd be just a poser right there. You don't want to do that when you're in that world.
I guess the main thing that we were still talking about was the man, while he was fighting off the gunman, this like woman and her children were getting away. So like, God bless this dude who decided to nut up for the day, bro.
And look at this, some of the footage from out of this shooting, and I'll show you plenty of it. You can see mothers and children. You're aware of In-N-Out. You've been to In-N-Out.
Bruh, like, yeah, dude decided it was going to be the day he saved some people, man.
I've been waiting for one of y'all to try and mess around in the wrong neighborhood.
Bruh.
I mean, hey, you ever have them frogs or them days where you're just like, man, I wish somebody tried to get froggy. I just need to like, it's just one of those days.
Exactly.
Shots fired? Yeah. Oh, I get to play? Yeah. Woo, live target action. Yeah.
So somewhere here, Benny pulls up the dude's feed, and he was a true pro-2A red-blooded American. Check this out.
After hitting the mass shooter, it was not a fair fight.
This post is this is the post from the Hero Man from 2 years ago, October 7th, random day, 2024. Throws the flag draped on the back of the truck.
Wait. Once you play, I'll be able to see more. I'm trying to.
The shooter had an AR-15
truck too,
and Jordan had a 9mm. But he trained. Look at this. This is his post from 2014. Sundown desert drill with suppressor subsonic an emission tactical solutions Axiom suppressor. Looks like the one that he was holding. shoulder across, draw, train like your life depends on it, because God forbid one day it might. Stay free, stay safe, stay frosty. Look at that. And this is him staying frosty. The hero who got out of the car and
Straight up, bro.
You train. No matter what you got. Again, 10 ARs. A team of skeet shooters for their hit and aim and reload fastness and everything, what they got for like, oh, it's the ease of reloading this and that for it don't matter what the gun is. Meth heads have made custom guns right off the street out of hair dryers and shit that they can load faster than some of these ding dongs actually have real guns that you're supposed to. So it's just this is why it should all just be legal, and you just need a good, healthy culture in your society, which is why...
And like education and training should be built in.
Why the communism is supposed to be... Because communism is just a degradation of society. People getting weak and wanting to rely on other things other than themselves. This is why the American thing is so different. Why we're fighting so hard not to let it die.
Bro, why does this look like something out of the
shooter and you can't...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can make guns illegal. Whatever. They'll start bringing in swords. They'll start having more bows and arrows. It doesn't matter. Humanity always evolves to whatever the situation is. Shoot. You take a... I won't. Yeah.
Bro, this frame is so epic. This is another like iconic frame of history. Yeah. Like this looks like the opener of Walking Dead, bro. That's awesome.
Thought if you ever want to think about banning guns,
if the idea ever may cross your mind.
Well, no, like unlikely circumstances here. You know, we're all going to die at some point. But just say, the world is dangerous. If you ever got into the situation and somebody's trying to kill you, would you rather hear loud bangs and some like sharp pains in your body and then a warm feeling if you do bleed out and then you just go through the euphoric, I forget what it's called, when you go into shock, you're not even feeling anything at that point. So you're just basically smelling the roses and whatnot before you might get the last whiffs of what there is before you go on to the next plane. Would you rather have that, some loud noises, some needle pokes basically, and some heat, or would you want like your arm cut off and you're bleeding out while you're still totally alive, and then your face halfway slashed off? And I mean, maybe none of that happens. Maybe you just straight up get it.
Okay, you got to do a little bit better at getting to your point before you say all the weird, crazy nut job shit.
Get them into that mental state here. That's the only way you get a point across. If they can't feel it.
Well, I'm always like, wait, where are you going? This is getting dark, bro. Pull us up, Dan. Pull us up.
So if it ever comes to an unfortunate circumstance, you get caught up and you're going to die, would you rather have to die from getting shot or getting your face bashed in? And you're probably not going to die on the first bash. You're going to be well aware of the pain. Your head's half smashed in by the rock because they're probably weak. I mean, even though they're lifting a rock. So would you rather have small pain or absolutely horrible pain going out? I'm going to let them have the gun. I'm definitely going to take that. You got to think smart here. Let them have the guns. It hurts a lot less dying that way. If
don't ban guns. I don't want the criminal aliens trying to rape and murder us to beat us down with stones. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, please shoot me. I would way rather get shot than my limbs cut off.
I mean, yeah.
And most people don't think to that extent of like the future, because most people can't think ahead. This is why I'm here describing so you can get the feeling. You can now have that thought. It's literally the only thought you ever have to think of when it comes to gun control.
Okay, Father Dan, good for painting us a scary fucking image to be terrified of.
Because simple is good.
Okay, well, speaking of not wanting more bad guys in our country and making things simple, why
we have a border?
Why would we make anything more complicated of enhancing the border than making another border right behind the first border? That's pretty simple. This is genius. Stupid, simple genius. Why in God's name don't we have 2 weapon walls? Amen.
Instead of having a bunch of personnel constantly watching to see if it's over.
Well, like you'll still probably need that, but let's just make it one layer harder.
You can have a lot less people and a couple cameras.
You're right.
Run into the little fish trough you got.
Totally. So that's cool. We're just doubling up some of the areas.
Front, building it, but in the back end.
And then Benny takes a good opportunity. While Spain is being conquered by the third world invaders, we are locking down our border. I didn't feel like putting that one on because it was a little bit of a nothing burger story, but if you haven't seen, Spain definitely got raided by the Moroccans, man. Full crazy.
Did you see, I felt like the White House actually posted, but I can't remember for sure. Somebody posted a picture up of the northern border of U.S. and Canada, and it was like, how about we put up a border between us and Canada? And it was a giant wall of the filtrate house filters, so it was filtering all the smoke coming from Canada. It's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yes, we just need giant. That sounds like I feel like the White House might have posted it because Trump probably seen. He's like, that's great. That's my type of humor. Yeah, I could. That's the problem. We'll just put up the biggest the world has ever seen filters, only made in America, not China. Actually, I've got an HVAC guy I could get a hold of, and we might be able to, I don't know, maybe make the largest air filter ever.
That HVAC guy is his friend.
I knew it. This is Trump's only doing this to enriching himself. Otherwise, he wouldn't even help. That's the only reason this is happening. Did you notice that? No, it's more like,
well, dude,
the guy that's connected goes, I got a guy that can help you with that. That's what all dads do and whatnot. He's just in the president's seat.
That's what all the businessmen do, bro. That's what's so funny about always being like
You just don't know business rule either.
when the president that I didn't like was doing something and I was like, he's doing it because he's colluding and getting money in his pocket. Then Trump does something and I'm like, yeah, bro, that's the way to do it. Why do I feel different? I don't know. It's just different. It's different in my opinion.
You learn the tax code too.
When you actually learn, I mean, not even all of it, when you start to learn it, it's pretty easy to see. It is made to be where you all are business owners and then y'all just do business with each other and then things go around. The economy, the money keeps flowing.
Yeah, but we kind of don't like that when it was like the Bush, the Obama, the Clinton. We didn't like that when it was like the bad guy squad.
All that is they felt like somebody had too big of a pool of the money. That's all it is.
You're right.
Like we made monopoly laws and
like to try to go against it, but honestly, you just got to give your balls a tug, get out there and get more competitive. Find how you can beat them at their that's what capitalism, all this, that's why America got founded. Competitiveness, man. We can do it better than that other side. We said we could do it better than Britain. And here we are. We've been trying to make it way better than Britain. And, it was great, and we're making it great again.
Arguably, it's significantly better than Britain still. Yeah, like, it's still...
We just want to get on the way we feel is the absolute best America is, but we don't care about the other countries. We're just trying to be the best that we felt we've ever been. We know we're the best.
We actually have good work ethic, and we're like, it's not good enough. I still want to make it better. Yeah. So RFK Jr. actually was cooking this week, I guess, because I've got another one where he was just kind of laying it out here, which was pretty interesting.
Gordon.
Yeah, bro was cooking.
I followed his press conferences. During his 1,000 days in office, he had about 30 press conferences. You, Mr. President, have press conferences every day.
And a little bit of Trump glazing, so I'm always in.
Nobody's done anything like that. And here you've opened the inner sanctum of the presidency for the first time in history, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Because you also face, although you gave these guys a lot of compliments, the most hostile press corps that any president in United States history. I was trying.
Yeah. Just Bobby laying out some facts about the hardest, most difficult presidency ever because of the absolute crazy press corps. They're absolutely crazy. They're insane.
And honestly, just
like, like say if usual one people can relate to is like, there's the football team, there's like the captain of the team, and generally like all your guy, like the captain of the team is probably the quarterback, so he's the most, sought after by the girls, and for some reason he's also like the most handsomest guy also in like school, be like the the homecoming king or queen, whatever. Like generally they have like it all going on. Obviously, Trump don't exactly look like that way, but it's basically, like honestly, like they're generally like a cool dude, and they're friends with everybody because they are just like a good person, or they just happen to have the most going on. I mean, there is going to be somebody always that's the most winning in whatever scenario. Yeah. If you want to not admit it because you have a small ego and you got a confidence problem, that's on you. You need to try better for yourself. But like, so all of us dudes, like we know. I mean, all of us confident dudes, we know that for the most part, and we're all like. Some people, I mean, obviously like he had some smaller advantages growing up, whatnot, yada yada. There's always gonna be that guy though, if you're cool with him, yeah, you and the guy, like that, he in the guy group, he knows he's like top dog, but he's a humble, so he's not exactly like Brad. Nobody likes the ones that aren't humble. He's humble, and so then you got the guys around you. We all just, that's the guy culture. That's just your friend that he's like the most handsome in the group. He's got the most money. This and that. You are pretty awesome, like like he's the one that's got the money in the group, and
so if you're getting a little bit of that, you gotta give him that. Like it sounds almost like oh, you
fluff his pill. Like honestly, in the guy group, it's kind of like giving him shit. Honestly, he doesn't. He feel like he has ego. He's loving his side. Look at his face. He's just like, come on, Bobby, you don't gotta do this right. Like they're like, yeah, we know. Okay, stop. It's looking bad at this point. You can quit it, man. You don't remember the joke I made about you just last week where I was like, has everybody had their beef tenderloin? Has everybody had that? Actually, Bobby hit that cow on the way over here tonight.
Ran it over.
Dressed it down himself and served it to everybody. Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, it's just
being dudes in the friend group for the most part.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of our friend group, I thought it would not be a good time to have a refresher of our friend group of what was the story of Benghazi? Do you remember that? Like, super good, because I totally don't. Like, I know we don't like it. It seems like Hillary Clinton had some weird things to do with it, and I don't remember good details.
Basically, it was Gaddafi in there trying to bring Libya up on their own banking system, and Libya was going to have what they were calling the next newest wonder of the world. He had this whole operation where he was going to pretty much create their desert land into fertile cropland.
Right.
And
so hit us with the story.
Then the deep state got involved, and Hillary was on the Senate, I believe, at the time.
She was Secretary of State, bro.
Okay, so she did make a secretary. That's why she had so much power because she made a lot of calls, pull some people out of there, I believe, like U.S. troops out, and which was the only backbone that the rebels had against the other forces, and then pretty much all hell broke. Like,
we're sending like pallets of stuff over there, supplies. They're laundering money.
Right,
it was just a laundering operation at the end and everything.
So Ambassador Stevens was sent to Benghazi to secretly retrieve U.S.-made Stinger missiles that the State Department had supplied to Ansar al-Sharia in Libya without congressional oversight or permission. So we already were going over there to like cover up some screw up we made. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had brokered a deal with Libya through the Ambassador Stevens guy for a private arms dealer named Mark Turi. But some of the shoulder-fired Stinger missiles ended up in Afghanistan, where they were used against our own military. So another huge screw-up of ours. Let's just give away a bunch of weapons to like a crazy place that doesn't have their ish together. And then they wound up in the terrorists' hands, and then they were shot at us.
Let's see, this is This is where it, probably not where it began. It probably was happening in Vietnam. Or there's always somebody trying to make a little bit of buck out the war, other than the actual companies selling the actual missiles.
Bro.
There's, well, I mean, not even that. Just people that are in supply chain. They're going to take a, they're going to make that fall off the truck. This
Just
or
like
that.
the Ukraine stuff, where all the money disappears, yada yada.
The Ukraine ain't the first time it's happened. It's always happened. Everybody's always trying to make that extra buck if they can.
So on July 2012, a U.S. Chinook helicopter was downed by one of them. Not destroyed only because the idiot Taliban didn't arm the missile. The helicopter didn't explode, but it had to land, and an ordnance team was to recover the missile's serial number, which led back to a cache of Stinger missiles kept in Qatar by the CIA. So this is another one where it's really good to know your history, because literally all of the things that are happening right now directly go back to like this. Like straight up, bro, like freaking Syria or Libya was mentioned, right? Yeah, Benghazi. Which one's Benghazi? Is that in? Which country is that in? Is that one Libya, right? Because that's brokered with the deal in Libya.
Yeah.
So Benghazi in Libya, and then we got Qatar, Afghanistan. Very interesting.
Benghazi is the one that had fertilizer.
Right. Well, this is also...
That was Beirut.
Oh, this is also where Hillary was allegedly selling uranium to Russia, but it was like through Benghazi and shit. Okay, let's continue. Obama and Hillary were full panic mode. So Ambassador Stevens was sent to Benghazi to get the rest of these Stinger missiles. This was a do or die mission, which explains the stand down orders given to the multiple rescue teams during the siege of the U.S. Embassy. So we were told to stand down when they were going to like mess up our embassy because of all of this. So it was the State Department, not the CIA, that supplied the Stinger missiles to the sworn enemies, because General Petraeus at the CIA would not approve supplying the deadly missiles due to their potential use against commercial aircraft. The correct decision. So you're telling me that the State Department ignored the man at the top of the CIA, and then this didn't turn into a big blast Obama and Hillary smear campaign on the frickin' news? This is why I used to just be like, oh, whoever the news is for must be the bad guy. So when the news was against fucking Trump, I was like, well, he must be our good guy. God, like, if this happened to Trump, bro, this would just be on repeat on the television all day.
That's another good thing in context.
Because people like think Trump coming in, the news doing this is like new crap. Like, nah, gotta look back. This has been a thing for a while. They've always been about trashing on whatever's good.
So then Barack Obama, Hussein Obama, don't forget the Hussein, threw General Petraeus under the bus when he refused to testify in support of Obama's phony claim of a spontaneous uprising caused by a YouTube video that insulted Muslims. So Barack Obama tried to blame it all on a YouTube video and then threw the general CIA man under the bus.
Dang kids and their YouTube.
One may say that Obama and Hillary committed treason at this point. At minimum, seditious conspiracy, right? So this is what the investigation is all about. Why she had a private server, right, in order to delete the digital evidence, and why Obama, 2 weeks after the attack, told the UN that the attack was the result of a YouTube video, even though everybody knew it was not. Furthermore, the Taliban knew that the administration had aided and abetted the enemy without congressional oversight or permission, so they began pressuring, aka blackmailing, the Obama administration to release 5 Taliban generals being held at Guantanamo. Bo Bergdahl was just a useful pawn used to cover the release of the Taliban generals. Everyone knew that Bergdahl was a traitor, but Obama used Bergdahl's exchange for the 5 Taliban generals to cover that Obama was being coerced by the Taliban about the unauthorized Stinger missile deal. So we have a traitor as POTUS that is not only corrupt, but compromised. We're talking about Barack Obama POTUS here, right? As well as the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, that is a serial liar who perjured herself multiple times in the congressional hearings on Benghazi. Perhaps this is why no military aircraft were called upon for help in Benghazi, because the administration knew that our enemies had Stinger missiles that, if used to down our planes, would likely be traced back to the CIA cache in Qatar and then the State Department's illegal arms deal with Libya. 100%, dude. If you know somebody that needs to know this story, the receipts link will be up later in the description box. You can pull up all these things we talked about, folks, and share them out to the people you know, the ones that you know need to know it. You know, this is a good refresher for us on the inner working details of Benghazi. But if you've been, you know, kind of talking with a friend, a family member, a coworker, and they, you know, you couldn't explain to them why the Benghazi and Obama and Hillary and the whole crew was seemingly so guilty here in the court of public opinion at minimum, right? This would be a good one to share, man. Build a better news feed.
Build it. Gotta put that work in, though.
Because then also I couldn't have told you all that, but rereading it, I was like, right, yeah, that's right. But I didn't realize it all started from a illegal arms deal with Libya. So that was full education for me right there.
Libya was just becoming too cool, and we had to purposely make an arms deal to then give us a reason to go in and flush them out.
Yeah, or did something that we wanted to, like, give a reason to go blow them up, right? Like, hey.
Either way.
Next up, we've got more winning here, folks. Kash Patel's team over at the CIA. No, he's FBI. Is doing work, man. Operation Blackout took down 4 of the largest scam compounds on Earth. So maybe this is a little bit, you know, puffing it up some, but still, $15.2 billion seized. Yeah, right.
Compound where we do our scamming.
Thousands of trafficked workers freed, 8,000 internet terminals shut off. So they're doing, internet, like actual digital money scamming. 10,000 Americans already saved from losing their life savings. The mission is results.
How we're going to get after the scam compound frauds that are depriving Americans of billions and billions of dollars. So the FBI launched Operation Blackout, which we conducted with our partners across the world, including in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. And we took down 4 of the largest scam compounds in the world, and we freed thousands of traffic workers, Sean. We seized over $15 billion worth of fraud that was being...
That's billion with a B. That's not million. That's billion.
The fastest category, billion.
Deprived and stolen from American citizens, and we annihilated these compounds. The main goal is to disrupt, dismantle, and then fully annihilate them with our partners in Southeast Asia, like the Cambodians, the Thais, and the Indians. And we had the Royal Thai Police go in there and literally scuttle a compound. We also use technology with our private sector to suffocate the lifeline of these compounds and shut off 8,000 internet terminals. These are villages. They're not buildings and offices and a guy behind a desk. It requires a global effort, and that's what we did. And just last week, we completed this first ever Scam Center Summit with our partners in Southeast Asia. And on top of that, we're...
Damn, bro. So this was over there? I'm confused because the FBI mostly just supposed to do domestic shit, right?
They are.
I thought that's what the CIA was for. Interesting. I'm sure.
I think somehow they have
internationally kind of thingy or something.
Yeah, let me see.
But yeah, that's interesting.
We're proactive with Operation Level Up. We have literally had 10,000 Americans saved. We saved their life savings.
I'm side questing.
Oh Lord! No,
and literally their lives.
The FBI thing.
I'm just starting to type, is the FBI, And of course, the very first thing people be looking up is the FBI watching me? Yeah, and then I'm sure Googling that exact phrase that's totally not going to tell you something to then put you off of that line of thinking. Because if they're already watching you, if you have to look that up, they just focus on some other things. You schizos.
If you have to look that up, probably not.
Or probably, and rethink your life, schizo.
Because we proactively went to them and said, we think you're being scammed. They responded, and we saved over $500 million worth of life savings from being defrauded by Americans. President Trump's leading out on the fight on fraud all over the place.
Yeah, dude. Amen, bro. More winning, folks, from the Trump admin. Man, I dig it. We would have covered all of these if it was going on during Joe Biden's admin, bro. We would have covered them and been like, damn, bro, gotta respect. But no, dude, there was nothing coming out. There was nothing coming out from the Joe Biden admin like this, bro, from the FBI, CIA. They were just doing nothing. Just like nothing was ever happening. And then it's every episode we've got like something I could tell you about the FBI doing shit, bro.
There's a bunch of auto pen signatures.
About it, man.
So on the FBI being a national or international, yes, the FBI operates internationally through overseas offices, but it does not have independent law enforcement power in other countries. It maintains dozens of legal attaché, legat in parentheses. Parentheses. Sorry, got parentheses and quotes really mixed up in my head there for a second. Which one's which? Offices inside U.S. embassies and consulates globally to coordinate with local authorities. Yeah, so they work internationally. They don't have authority to arrest you in said other country, but their office is in that country, and then basically the cop department of that country is at full disposal of like working with.
Like they would be aiding the local office or something, but I didn't think FBI was supposed to do stuff off our shores. That's interesting.
Oh, of course they would, because people that FBI would be looking after are going to be much more top criminals. So think about it. Obviously, a guy with a bunch of money, if he's laundering a bunch of
absolutely,
US,
totally.
He's not going to stay there. He's going to go outside of the U.S. and like
they got one like a couple weeks ago. Then they got him overseas.
Yeah. They're
interesting. On the good news of catching bad guys and money, JD Vance's fraud department that they started after the Nick Shirley viral clip video that went all around the world exposing the Somali fraud in Minnesota, which then gave birth to this fraud, committee thing of JD Vance's, right? So they just announced another $750 million in fraud discovered, bringing the total to $230 billion. They were quoted saying, "We've seen moms and babies unable to access health care that they needed because of these fraudsters." This is what a lot of us have been saying for a long time, bro. So this is confirmation bias. Is we've all said that they keep saying they need more tax money because probably we're pissing money away somewhere, or it's being stolen, and then we don't have the money for all the things we're supposed to have. Then they just say, "Oh, we need more tax money. We need to screw you. We need to take more of your small businesses money. Screw you."
Which that mentality has leached into the American populace. Because I won't disagree. Things are more expensive. Things are harder. But honestly, if you're not where you want to be, you're just not doing what you know you need to be doing more of to get there. That's all there is to it. There's bad luck that'll hold you back, but if you nail down and you Goggins it, you don't take no for an answer, you never back down, you will get there.
How many times?
There's just once you
how many times have you heard a story of somebody that locked in and put it all in and did it, ended up failing? And maybe there was failures to hit a success, but every single story, bro, of somebody just locking in and going hard gets there.
Guess what? There probably are people that have done that.
And guess what? You don't hear from them because they're sitting there soaking in the I'm failed.
This is just the third loss. I got to get to my fifth to get the win.
It's just like that meme. Well, not meme, but like the little visual cartoon of the guy digging underneath the ground. He's digging that tunnel, and he's like, I'm gonna give up now. And he's like 2 inches away. He's been digging for years. He's 2 inches away from hitting the gold mine. And he decided to give up there.
So true.
Yeah, no. Not succeeding is just not trying that one more time to win success. Sometimes it might take thousands and 10,000s of times, and that's just the luck of the draw. But yeah, either way, one guy that was talking about it more recently that I heard that put a really good word on it was Grant Cardone.
Yeah,
it's strategy, which is the disciplines and just how hard what you're focusing on. Because there's just
the plan, the blueprint, the playbook.
Which is what knowledge is power. Once you understand how this financial system works and whatnot, it is pretty all y'all go, look, yeah, see, once you have money, it's always easy because those guys had money. They made millions scamming people, and now they lost all their millions, and then all of a sudden he's like a millionaire again in another year, and I could work my whole life and never make $1 million. They know how money works, so they went in and leveraged all those things. You're doing just the worker bee thing.
And some of it could be shady,
get you there. I mean, if they actually know how to,
Well, Grant Cardone's have got a few lawsuits, and I believe he's lost a few times.
I mean, that just
he's done some shady stuff.
It's not necessarily over shady stuff. No, that's just people trying to get one over on little bull crap. Where the lawyer didn't make it.
I can't remember what it is, but he has 100% been caught on some shady stuff. I like Grant Cardone in general, but he definitely has been caught on some shady stuff a couple times.
It's probably just
contract.
Yeah. Taking advantage of people.
Yeah. If you come back across him, because I haven't seen him.
For sure.
Yeah, dig him up and send him to me.
He's in a class action right now, but the outcome is still pending, kind of thing.
Trump was in a bunch of lawsuits too, so that's how it is.
No, I hear you.
When you're at the top, Grant Cardone knows about real estate.
Just today,
the markets work. It doesn't have to be real estate. That's the thing. The market fluctuates. If you are
smart and you just find if you understand then how the money works and you know that it has avenues that it flows in and out of, you just got to track the numbers. You see what there's simple things, mining and energy, two main ones. You just see which avenues the money's trending towards, and then you just invest and whatnot accordingly. And real estate is going to be a big boomer right now because, again, simple things of business, supply and demand. Got a whole lot of bodies, not enough housing. So where's the money going to be? The people that are building and selling the houses. Duh. Easy.
17 new anti-fraud actions that will total about $1/3 billion, and that's added to the $230 billion that we've already uncovered. And I want to just talk for the benefit of the American people about why do we care so much about this? Because what I always try to remind people is that fraud has two victims. So, to give one concrete example, there is a program that is administered by Medicaid, and that program ensures that low-income moms and low-income babies have access to neonatal care. Now, I think most Americans probably share my view that this is one of the great things about the United States of America, that if we see a baby and
we do have some socialism.
See a young mother that requires help, we help our fellow Americans. That's a good thing. It's something that we should be proud of. And yet, there is a program that has defrauded the moms and the babies who benefit from these. You've gotten people who've gotten rich by setting up false companies that are providing false services. So who loses in that equation? Number one, of course, is the American taxpayer that is $230 billion poorer because of the fraud that this country has let go on. But I actually think most importantly is that we've seen that program run out of money. So we've seen moms and babies unable to access the health care that they need because the fraudsters have gotten rich. That is a disgrace. And until the president ordered us to stop it, no one was doing anything about it. So we've made a lot of progress, Mr. President, in just under a year. But we're going to keep on working at it because we believe the American people deserve to have their money spent as you and the Congress have directed it.
big numbers here, finding tremendous numbers. They look like Elliot Ness. Does everybody know who they look like? That group of people you have lined up behind you. They're doing a great job.
Yes, sir.
Billions, think of not millions, billions.
He loves clarifying that, so I already took the words out of his mouth.
Say that billion.
And I will let you know it's a billion and not a million.
I just like to clarify because sometimes it's hard to hear it. I just need everyone to understand the
Make sure nobody missed that a little bit there. A B, not an M. We're talking billions, not millions. Dude.
But yeah, bro, 100%, man. This is what we voted for. It's what we've all suspected. You know, circumstantial evidence. Seems that we have glaring in your face evidence that, yeah, dude, fraudsters taking the money. Don't let the money get to the people who actually need it. So everyone that says, oh, the old man, oh, the vet, oh, those people don't have the Medicare that they're supposed to have. A large reason is not just, oh, the system sucks or, oh, our healthcare sucks. You know, no, one of the big reasons is there's a whole bunch of shady people taking all of this money and a whole bunch of shady people letting it happen. Like JD Vance said, bro, until Trump was like, do this, nobody was doing this, bro. Like, what the F? And it probably wasn't even Trump. It was probably JD Vance that said, bro, I need to do this. But we give the credit to the guy who's the leader right now. So JD Vance is, you know, keeping his place where he should and giving the credit to Trump. But JD Vance is the one taking this on. I really wouldn't doubt if he said, bro, someone's got to do it. I'll do it. Can I do this? And Trump was like, yeah, make it happen.
I don't even know.
Bonkers.
I probably didn't finish this earlier. Bringing up it's like with the Grant Cardone point and whatnot. The point of that was like everybody's like, oh, you know, there's this and that.
There's not enough money. It's just like our government, just like you as an individual American or us as individuals Americans, whatever you want to see it. It is a spending problem. Budget, well, not because we have things budgeted. But then, I mean, well,
watching where the money's going spent and catching who the hell's, you know,
an overspend could be, you know, includes stealing, you know, like bad acting, all that too. So we need to go in and look where the money, which is again like a budgeting spending problem.
Remember when you wanted to keep things simple, Dan? It's simple fraud. It's the fraud.
Yeah.
It's the fraud.
You just want to make sure the money goes and does where the money is supposed to go and doing what it's supposed to be doing. If it's not doing that, simple as that, we shouldn't be spending it there. Right? Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah. So the government has a lot of people stealing money in situations and also just spending blatant amounts of money on things just because they can, just like the people that made the pride flag in the streets and whatnot in New York and stuff like that. Those companies got paid like millions of dollars. Remember, we covered it. Yeah, the construction was absolutely asininely expensive. You're like, wow, that contractor company had an in with the city commissioner, was like, hey, we're taking that vacation to Spain this year, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna pay you this much, even like, because nobody's gonna pay attention, you know, because nobody's gonna know it actually only takes $1 million to do this project instead of 5,
right?
You know, and so that's been happening everywhere.
For the big thing that, you know, the machine wants us to be positive about. So if anybody questioned it, they'll be anti-LGBT, blah 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 blah.
Like, yeah.
Same thing with the American people and populists for the most part. If you're not getting where you want it or you don't have enough spending money, I mean, there's only 2 options: making more, spending less. Usually you're just spending money on silly things. And why is that?
And if you follow my plan, you'll do both. You'll make more money while you spend less, and then you watch the line go very up high.
Yeah, because you know what?
Thought never goes through America's mind for the most part. How absolutely ahead of our time and how good we got it is we can just jump out of our apartment or house, run down the street, hit a gas station, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, you know, whatever time of day, 24-hour gas stations.
My personal favorite is at 2 a.m. going to Woodman's and getting sushi. That's a magical, like, you can just go get any food you want almost at the grocery store in the middle of the night, bro. And nothing stops you.
Guess what? They don't have that even as an option in other places of the world. So that means just because it's there, us as Americans, it's easy to get into because we have everything here. So it's there. It's usual. Like, of course I can go do that. Like,
we're desensitized to it.
But that doesn't mean, here's the key thing. Growing up as Americans, we have a very well, a lot of people know, but we just kind of like, no, forget about it because we just live in the land of plenty. There'll always be something there, but there isn't always that. So you can choose to not. You don't have to do it just because it's there. You can choose to not do that.
And so the issue here, my friend, is you're talking about self-discipline. And that has gone out of vogue. Nobody is taught self-discipline anymore, bro. It's full gluttony. It's full gluttony, bro. It's one of the 7 deadly sins, and that's how all of us Americans live is I want it now. I want all of it. I want more of it. Gluttony, 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 bro. 100%. Do you want to bring this one in for us here?
We'll make America great again. We will make America great again.
And 11 o'clock.
Eagle noises.
Actually, I guess it's a hawk. I was taught that, and I was like, no, man. So eagles don't make that noise? Like, what? Well, I mean, my whole life has been a lie.
No, they still screech, but it's different. It is different.
My girl's kind of a bird girl, so I just believed her, but she was like, yeah, by the way, that's not an eagle. Eagles don't sound like that. It's a hawk. And I was like, I'm gonna just make believe they both sound like that.
Like the one you're like,
yeah, like I know what you're talking on that one, but they still got the eagle cry.
Did you want to introduce this one?
Yeah, this is one I called you earlier in the week that I was saying I just left on there. This is a man that is demonstrating to a group of people presentation has
read the thing I thought.
he has our voting software live on the screen, and he's showing how easy it is to
I will pontificate.
Hey, some people can't see, yeah, so I posted one. If the voting is this easily manipulated, we are living in idiocracy times, but it was much before Trump got into office. People say, oh, Trump's to start idiocracy. No, it's been like that way before Trump.
Go up here, there's Trump, change that to go up here, there's Trump, change that to a 1. It didn't beep at me, it didn't tell me I can't do it, it didn't tell me access denied, nothing. And now I'll rerun the report. And there you go. Joe Biden, 56,000, Trump, 31,000. So by changing 2 numbers with a few clicks of the keyboard and the mouse, I was able to flip an election using your gold standard election system. Can you believe this made it through testing? Now, was that really hard to find? It was right on the start button, right? Was it a hidden backdoor? No, it was right there. How do you think our testing labs missed that? Of course they're in on it. And you know the same testing labs, there's 2, SLI and ProVNV. One of them is actually here in Colorado.
It's literally the only answer. How does a testing system trying to help verify that a voting system is extremely secure and could not be easily manipulated miss a very easy way to be manipulated?
They gotta be in it.
It has to be allowing it on purpose, bro.
Do you know that they test all our voting systems across the entire nation? Can you imagine if they missed this back door, what else they might have missed in the other systems? Are there any more back doors? There might be. So some people say, well, you'd have to be a SQL expert to be able to do what you did. And many people in this audience say, I couldn't do that. But if I taught you how to do it, you could do it, right? So someone could be trained, but everyone knows what a flash drive is, right? So watch this. I'm just going to plug this flash drive in here. And I'm not going to touch my keyboard. And watch what happens to the screen. What this is doing is it's pulling up a second backdoor utility that Dominion left on the system. And this is allowing it to pretend it's a keyboard, and it's going into the database right now, and it's flipping the numbers in the database just by plugging the flash drive in.
Insane.
Now,
right?
I know flash drives are used in a lot of our elections. Do you think our election officials are cybersecurity experts enough to know that a flash drive can change results of an election just by plugging it in?
What about the flash drive that we saw like on like parking lot camera of that was like Fulton County or something?
Hey, I wonder.
It would, remember like where the car came in and somebody gave the flash drive to the person or whatever?
I wonder if maybe plugging in a flash drive and then doing that might change a hash code.
I know, bro.
Might change the hash on the thing, Yeah, I would sure think that might do that.
If you don't remember, allegedly, the story I remember was the ballot zips over in Pennsylvania, somewhere like Philadelphia, straight up like Maine, Philadelphia. Those hash numbers to try and keep digital files verified, those changed, and then nothing came of it.
Right.
The Italy server, and then it came back, and the hash was changed. Nobody brings that up, and then no judge thought it was worth investigation either. No one thought that would be investigatable.
And there it is. It's gone. Now I'm going to pull the results again. It just got flipped back. Biden 31,000, Trump 56,000. Just by plugging and driving. That's simple. Go up here.
Yeah, and this is what like nerds have known forever, bro. This is why I was so disenchanted about the whole election system for so many years. And still am kind of sort of, but I'm like wildly hopeful now that it's this big at least, and we're talking about it, and we're seeing some things kind of come of it and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Simple voting. Very simple.
That's all we need.
Speaking of simple good news, apparently we've got word that Elon Musk is dumping $100 million into the Republicans to try and help for the midterms. So he fired back up his America PAC that he made, and now he's pumping money into it in Alaska, Iowa, Maine, Michigan, Ohio.
Yeah. I can feel all the
liberal tears crying.
He's spending $100 million to make Donald Trump's people win when he could use that to fight homelessness and all this other soft hunger of the world because he's the richest president of piece of crap.
Did I get that about right? Did I sound about like the usual Musk hater? Yeah.
He's super rich and I'm not. I hate him. Yeah, dude. 100 milli, bro. Amen.
First, you don't have the cash in the bank to solve it.
That's worth. It's net worth. Companies are worth that. That was if he were just sell them and whatnot.
I mean, he does have money in the bank to solve hunger in like a state maybe or something, but
yeah, he could at a small level, but what's the point of that?
But how it works is
running his money. Honestly, but now see, this is where y'all are very short-minded on the other side of things, because you got to think about the
long game. 100 million, this is why we also know you're short gratification types, which is not the way the world ultimately works. It can, but then humanity is also very short-lived. Got to think about the long term here. Do things for long term, kin on kin down the road.
Short equals short.
100 million in today's money would what? Feed, let's just say Rockford. Maybe it could feed Rockford, the whole population, for, let's say, maybe a couple years. Doubt it. Maybe a couple years. Everybody just feeds them. Okay, a couple years have passed. Everybody's just been eating for free. Nobody's been making any value. Now what? Okay, now we took 100 million and we invested it into a group that's going to change laws and make farming good and affordable so we can keep feeding America for cheaper. I mean, which honestly, that's actually not a lot of food costs. That's fuel cost for the most part. Fuel. But anyways, yeah. Then all of a sudden that actually will be feeding and solving hunger for more people on the back end down the road.
Well, that's what I was going to
through that way.
Turn it into a business, because then that's the only way it'd be sustainable, you know. So it needs to be some
It's like the legend, you give a man a fish.
For a day, you teach a man how to fish, feeds himself for life.
That easy, simple proverb from the
buy a bunch of hungry people
food. They're gonna eat food, maybe get a little fatter, and then guess what? They didn't learn any skills. They didn't do nothing on the in between except get food in their mouth, shove food in their pie hole, and they're gonna go, I'm hungry now, even more than before. I'm hungry more often because I'm actually getting food more often. But I have no skills, I have no work ethic to do anything more than before. I'm just even more hungry now. You're just making the problem worse. It sounds weird, but that's the reality of the situation, and unfortunate. It's just people need to pick up their... give your bootstraps a tug, whatever the heck the sayings are you want to go with.
I'm saying...
We just have to, if you don't do as a person, you just wither away, either mentally, spiritually, physically. It is about, I was bagging on consuming, but it is about consuming as a human.
This
balance.
Next one, I thought I checked it before I even shared it, but maybe it was not true because the post is down on X. Interesting. But what it said was, so I thought this was true, so maybe we'll grok it.
It is misinformation.
Look at that. You can't say crap. The right side just spreads misinformation because it's X. You guys, you can say whatever you want. If that was misinformation, it was for the right side and got taken down. Look at that. Misinformation even from our side even gets rated by our people.
Only on X. What it said is, allegedly, here is an interesting fact. From 1960 to 1996, Oregon voted 77% Republican. Since 2000, only Democrats have won presidential elections. So what changed? In November 3rd, 1998, Oregon approved ballot measure 60, requiring vote by mail for all general elections. So 2 years before 2000, since 2000, only Democrats have won presidential elections in the state of Oregon. Okay, so I asked Grok if this was true. Ballot measure 60, yes, that was in 1998, November 3rd. Voters approved ballot measure 60, required vote by mail for the state's biennial? The heck is a biennial? Primary and general elections, making Oregon the first state to conduct elections that way as the default. It does all start and flip in Oregon, kind of like a Cali or something. The partisan shift began a full decade earlier. Oregon went Democratic in 1988 and stayed that way through the 1990s, before Measure 60 passed and before all mail-in general elections took effect. Okay, so maybe that's why it got taken, or dude took it down, is because that was slightly misleading. This is called critical thinking. And this is what the people on the general extreme lefty don't do anymore. So we didn't want a confirmation bias. I wanted to make accurate. And I also like showing thinking on the show because that's what you should be doing with your friends, family, and coworkers or some shit when this kind of stuff gets brought up, man. Maybe it's something that you found on the website by clicking on the receipts link in the description box down below. And, let us know. You can sign up on the locals. And if you join the Truther Tribers Primo Squad, you too can comment on the things that I post throughout the week, or post your own things. And if they don't suck, I'll let it go. But if they suck, I'll take it down because it's only censored by me. Yeah. That's how I would determine good things or not. Not if they're true or not, just if they suck. Be like, that kind of sucks. Remove it. That post sounds lame. Remove it. That post wasn't talking good about Trump. Remove it.
Dude, I don't know if I ended up sharing it on here, but I came across one in the week where this guy put a lot of info together. That does make the shooting in Butler and everything a little wondery. I mean, it's not like it wasn't a little wondery before, but makes it even. Oh, there's like they look into the history of the dude that got shot behind. Allegedly, they weren't even supposed to be sitting there, but last minute, like they got switched to that seat and this and that and yada yada. It goes into some little details. You're like,
Sometimes it's just overthinking, and then it just sounds like a Candace Owens nut job theory, and I'm like, is this what I used to sound like when I overthought conspiracy theories? And this is why the old people were like, nah, bro, you're crazy.
Sometimes you can dig hard enough and stuff just, you can always find something that will look and it just looks away.
Yeah.
And then as we know, life could just be ridiculous and like, you're like, I know what it looks like, but literally this is the world is, and maybe it was a circumstance of that.
Right. Well, our human brain is just designed to come up with connections. So that's what's tricky, and what I've learned over the years of trying to accurately determine a conspiracy theory, man. That's for sure. Did you hear the good news for the veterans? So Mr. Trump here has got another crackpot idea, and he's thinking, if you were driving a truck in the military, why wouldn't you just automatically get a CDL to drive truck here back in the States?
In action to replace these unqualified migrant truck drivers with highly qualified American veterans. Under our brand new Freedom Haulers, we call it Freedom Haulers initiative, any American who has driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license. And it's good paying jobs too. Any veteran with a heavy vehicle experience from the military will now be eligible to skip redundant road tests to obtain a commercial driver's license. We're going to make it as easy as possible for the veterans within 2 years following their active duty service. And for the veterans where no truck, where you have...
So you could even take like a year and a half off, up to 2 years after. That's sweet.
Man, he's so evil. He's making it where like our actual veterans...
That blood and everything for this country can actually get their license maybe, hopefully at least just as easy, if not easier than these illegals in California just like basically walk in. I like CDL. Here's your CDL.
Right.
Thanks. Gracias.
Right, bro.
Because yeah, we're all real sick and pissed off of that. Like just veterans and stuff, like everything for Americans, it just seems like we gotta go through leaps and bounds and hoops when all these people that just walk in over the border then just go, I get what I want now. Oh yes, here's everything that you need. Yeah, and it's coming out of our pockets. That's fantastic. We just love that.
Like the other classic of like an immigrant from not here gets to not pay taxes for 7 years and then, sell the business to another family member kind of deal. Like that one gets overused, right? I think this is absolutely insane, amazing, because I couldn't even begin to imagine how many times I've said, why do we not have a better effing system to reintroduce are brainwashed to be even crazier than the guys wanted to be when they joined the military? We've brainwashed them to be amazing psycho nut job military tactical crazy dudes. How do we not have a reprogram into like, so you're still awesome, but we're going to need you to taper it down a little bit now that you're back home, And so having a pathway for them to maybe also just get a job right away when they get back, like if they were already a big truck driver, for the military, they might be a little bit more into doing semi-truck driving when they get back here in the States. The more of this, what job did you do in military? You get a little bit of an attaboy, a little bit of a priority, a little bit of it's easier for you to get a job like that in some kind of same industry or something, right? When you come back home. That's a freaking dud, my humble opinion, bro. Because that fixed like the homeless veteran problem, maybe, and some PTSD problems, I would imagine, could probably be quelled a little bit by having a better avenue to get them into when they come back from overseas, bro. Or maybe if they were never deployed, just getting back into civilian life or something. I think that's absolutely fantastic, bro. And then on the heels of this, it's almost like the Trump admin is very good at working together. So Trump says, hey, we're going to give military vets an easy way to get CDLs, just as ICE sets up a sting for renewing your CDL. It's going to be really easy for you criminal aliens to renew your CDLs when you're going on a plane to go back home. So they honeypotted all these dudes, bro.
This not the real DMV. No, it is. But
you weren't going to the destination you thought you were, sucker.
I don't get it. This is not the DMV that I went to at first to get my CDL.
At least, like, making money, but it's still just taking positions away from other Americans that need to be filling them.
And money, because they take the money and they send it back home. Sure, maybe they're paying a little bit of taxes. Maybe they're buying a little bit of stuff here. But a lot of the money gets reappropriated back to their home country. And then it's not an American person that's crying and bitching and moaning about not being able to get a job. It's somebody that's 24 years old, and he wants to just go be a CDL guy, bro. And then now, nope, some 30-year-old foreign guy's got your job. Sorry.
Can't get work for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
But that's what happens most of the time. They just take they'll go, and the best part is then they get government money to start their business because we need truck drivers.
Right.
I mean, first we need fuel to go down, but we also need truck drivers to keep that's why we have shortage supply. Mike Rowe on Iced Coffee Hour with Graham and the other kid.
And this guy's here.
Yeah, him and the other. He does the podcast with some dude. I don't remember.
There he goes.
Yeah. I like how he'd switch it back and forth. But yeah, Mike Rowe was actually, letting them know, like, we actually have a big problem in the U.S. and we've never had it before. And we have like these millions. We have at least 7 million dudes, like capable dudes that could be working, but they have no interest in finding a job but I mean, and that's the internet industry we're in nowadays. So there is a lot of that, but also I think it's a lot of misguidance.
It's the bad internet culture that gets them like disenchanted and thinks it's going to be a waste of their time. So then they don't go do it. Right. So it's the negative propaganda.
Than these YouTube boys that, you want to feel like you don't have a job because you're just making YouTube videos and whatnot. But once you start getting into how much it takes to make it at that point, it's a full-time job. You're doing as much work as you would be in another thing, having as little time off as you would be in other avenues.
And it's person dependent. It could be a little bit harder for you. So it's actually going to be harder trying to grind it on doing a YouTube job than just driving a flipping truck and showing up on time and not speeding and not getting into a crash or so,
You get to eat snacks,
to listen to music while you're, I mean,
Some people like it, bro. I just had a chick drop off a PS5. Her and her boyfriend do like tag team truck driving or something. Yeah, I didn't even know what the hell that was, bro. But she said that's what they're doing right now. So then they bring the PS5 along and they play PS5 in the downtime. I was like, whoa, that sounds wild. That's one way to do it. We gotta find you a truck girl looking for a truck buddy.
I don't know.
That's part of the. I think that for some people, including me, that's one of the things.
Dan, let me stop you here.
Oh, here, let me listen to you tell me how my life.
If you saw the truck girl, you would reconsider how capable you could be of driving truck.
No, it's not that.
Yeah. No, I mean like handling, like being in the car so long or whatever, like you'd reconsider because she looked pretty good, but she looked pretty good. I was like, there's no way you're a truck lady. That's okay.
Well,
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying.
Crap, what's it? It's a new word. That's what I'm trying to remember how they phrased it. What's it called when you're an outward? An outward. No, it's outward. So outward.
That means
I won't, because you won't want to listen to me explain the whole thing. So just one of the short things of it is, one of the nice things about the truck job is or just traveling you're in the vehicle by yourself. Solitude. Oh, you're talking? Oh, wait, there's nobody there that I have to tell to shut up if I just don't want to listen to you talk anymore? Oh, it's just everything, just me in here. Just sounds of me, what I want to. I can just basically be in a bubble away from everything for a little bit.
Maybe truck driving might not be a bad career for you, maybe.
Point of that was
truck girl, not always a good thing. She might be fine as crap, but at the end of the day, the man that needs solitude, that's what it is.
That's when you kick her in the back of the truck. Go check the cargo, honey.
Having
wife at home. Great.
Woman also wants to be
in the truck. I don't know about that. I mean, I love people.
Dan needs a break. I
just need time by myself every once in a while.
I feel you, bro.
I need myself time, and that's what's nice about truck, because that's the only time I actually get by myself. And I'm not even by myself because there's all these other people around you trying to cut you off and all this crap. Ask me how I know about that.
About 2 months ago now.
My neck's almost realigned.
More exactly what we voted for, what we actually want to see. Remember when all these criminal aliens were arrested at these factories, and we were wondering why the bosses, the managers, the CEOs weren't also being arrested? Well, apparently that's starting to happen. The ICE has arrested the plant manager and the HR coordinator at a casting company in Abbeville, South Carolina, for employing 48 criminal aliens. So, more of that, bro.
Now the HR ain't just getting us in trouble anymore.
Bruh.
Yeah.
They gonna be getting in trouble.
Oh, no, it's an old white lady. Oh, no, Granny, they got Gramps.
Oh, no. That's pretty interesting. What's with that logo there, bro? America, Canada, Germany?
Racist. Ireland, Scotland, Britain. Racist.
But interesting, bro. We're actually getting managers arrested. This seems like a small one, though. If it was only 48 criminal aliens, I want to know about the guys getting arrested where they were catching hundreds of them at these organizations, bro. I hope to God they all went down. I hope they all got their day in court and the facts don't lie. But that's all I got for you.
We're good.
Yeah, you didn't put.
It was that. I think I got a phone call or got squirreled off before I could share it. More than likely is probably what happened.
Right.
Because, yeah, I think I might have got it sent in some messages. Something I'll have to look through and then dig it up, reshare it or something.
There you go.
Yeah, because it's an interesting bunny trail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were saying about the Butler thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull that one.
Yeah.
Cool,
yep,
man.
that's about it.
That's all I got for y'all.
Yep, we got
it was in the chat tonight.
Yeah. It's almost like we
was available to hang out live.
We could have taken
a little bit later.
Yeah. It's been trending. Got to get off that trend.
Yeah, we need to find more late night.
I just need less stuff in the life.
A little bit of both, right?
Got caught up a little bit taking that one day off, but man, no, it's gotta go 25/8 to be able to
Definitely think you need 2-3 days off a week to like conduct life and work, bro. Like for sure. Because I can't get nothing done with one day. Because you want to have like one day where you just like blow it off and don't do anything. Yeah. And then one day to do your chores or like.
Just need one day to be able to rest.
It's almost like it had something going there. That religion, almost like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Religion isn't about.
Good idea.
It's not. People are like, religion's only about like believing in a God. Whatnot. No, it's actually just how to make this really pain in the ass life just a little easier and not such a pain in the ass for you. That's what it is. It's structure for life first.
And that's why I believe in taking notes from other religions and not trying to pigeonhole yourself too bad.
Which I think the whole thing's been just a big Fugazi thing. It's just a misunderstanding. Religion is just like the code of how this existence works, and like how if you play the game this way, it'll happen this way. It's just this instruction manual to this video game.
Well, and then God didn't give us religion. It's also a thing that man created to perhaps pass down those stories of how to live life well to then have good life or something, right? Yeah. I would agree. Catholicism just kind of ruined it for me. So it took me a while to come back to that concept of understanding, well, no, they're just good frameworks too, okay? Like, relax. It doesn't have to be so sermonic, but...
We need structure. Sure. All right, well, if you are watching back here, make sure to drop us a thumbs up if you're watching the show. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, but make sure to share the show out, man. You can help keep the lights on by hitting join, sign up for the, Truther Tribers Primo Squad. If you got a computer, I could help you out, be your like-minded tech guy. Hit the signup.toleratetech.com in the box down below. If you got a business, check out that scalartoolbox.com. I'd love to help you out with your small business, online website marketing stuff. And like Dan always says, man, make sure to not be a hoe.
Share it. That way I'm going to call you hoes. Don't worry, I'll still call some of y'all hoes. Because I'm mean like that.
Because I'm a great asshole friend.
I'm a great shit talker.
But that's all we got for you, folks. So make sure to, share it out to somebody. We'll catch you next week, man. We got the 2. We got the 1. And then I think there was something else that we had.
You always got real good timing, Matt. All right. Yeah, back here again.